Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Sheffield Wednesday. Today we play our first game of the season in the Championship. We need to eradicate this -6 points as quickly as possible because we want to make sure that it doesn't end up coming back to bite us at the end of the season, which in real life is unfortunately what happened to the Owls this weekend. The draw against Derby County in real life ended up sending them down to League One, and we don't want that in this save. I thought they were incredibly unlucky, to be fair. They've battled hard this season, but it's just not been good enough here and there. But we are going to try and aim to do it better in this save as we get our season started today. Now, as always, guys, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, please do drop a like. It's massively appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know every single time I upload a video. And thank you to all you guys who have gone and subscribed to the second channel as well. Links in the description. We've just started a Watford FIFA 21 career mode over there. It's a lot of fun and I'm really enjoying making it. So if that is something you're interested in, link in the description. Go and sub to the second channel as well. So pre-season wise, we've actually had a really good pre-season on the field. In terms of getting new players into this club, it's actually been really, really difficult. But we have partaken in a little bit of transfer activity. In terms of the outs, 3 players have gone out of the club, 2 of those on loan and 1 of them on a permanent. We've sent out Alex Hunt, who is one of our young prospects. He's gone out to Northampton Town. He's going to be there on loan all of this season, so we're going to keep an eye on his progress, because I think he is going to be a little bit of a prospect for us going into next season. We've also sent out on loan Deli Bashiru to Barrow. I think he's only going to be there for a few months, just for like half the season. Another one of our prospects, 19 years old, plays central midfield. So 2 of our players going out on loan to League 2 clubs to ensure that they get that experience. And we've made a sale as well. Moses Odebajo has gone to Birmingham City, £150,000. I thought, do you know what? Let's try and get some money in the bank. I know it's not groundbreaking, and he wasn't on massive wages here. He was only on like 5k a week. But where we can make savings on players that I think we've got positions covered for, and that we are, they're not necessarily going to get in the first team, we're going to move them on. So he's moved over to Birmingham City, and within his first game, which was a pre-season friendly, he's ended up getting injured. Torn knee ligaments, out for 3 to 4 months. So sadly for him, he's going to be out until at least Christmas time in this save. But we have managed to make a sign-in. Even though the finances are so bad at the club at the moment, I really wanted to prioritise getting a left-back in, because we didn't really have a natural left-back. And we've managed to get a cracker. Anthony Robinson comes in from Fulham on loan for the season. He's on quite big money. He's on £20,000 per week. But I think that this guy, especially with his physical and mental attributes, is going to be absolutely fantastic for us. He's not played a game yet because he ended up going on international duty when we played our Carabao Cup game, which we'll have a look at how we get on that in a minute. But I really like him, and he's got such, good work rate, 16 work rate, 15 determination. He's quick as well, 16 acceleration and 16 pace. His technicals aren't fantastic, with 11 marking, 12 passing and 12 tackling, but he's only 23 years old. We might get some improvement out of him. And sometimes I find in Football Manager as well that you can really get away with players that have got good work rate. You get that extra little bit out of them. 4-star current ability as well. Should be a really, really good transfer for us. So Anthony Robinson is the only player that came in. We tried to get this guy, Rodrigo Vilca, to try and boost our midfield prospects a little bit. And this is how bad the money situation is at the club. We were required 90k to be deducted from the current transfer budget of obviously nothing. I couldn't move any of the wages. We're a little bit overspent now on the wage budget. But Rodrigo Vilca, the 21-year-old Peruvian at Newcastle, we had an agreement in place for him to come over on loan, but we just didn't have the finances there. So I'm absolutely gutted that we've not managed to get him in. So it's just ended up with 1 transfer coming into the club. And you know what? It's probably just what we're going to have to go with. The finances are so tight. We're spending £6,000 a week more on wages than what we should be. We've got literally no transfer budget whatsoever. And it's just going to have to be what it is. The debt and the loans are absolutely massive. £67 million worth of debt. And we're just going to have to live with it for the first season or two. We really are. We're going to have a massive clear out in the summertime to try and sort this wage budget and transfer budget situation out. I've also tried to move 1 or 2 players on, but there's no interest. Kieran Westwood, who's going to be out for 3 to 4 months, a player that we're not going to see until the second half of the season. He's on massive money, £30,000 a week. Tried to get a deal together to terminate his contract. He's not interested. And I think he's only contracted to the end of this season. He's definitely going to be one that we just have to get rid of. Maybe we can put him up for sale and get him out in the January transfer window, but I'd imagine that teams are probably just going to try and get him on a pre-contract deal. Same with Jordan Rhodes as well. He's a player whose attributes are quite good for this level, but he's on so much money. If an offer came in for him to go, I'd probably be tempted, but I don't think people will touch him with his £35,000 a week wages. So it's difficult, it really is. But one bit of good news that we've got is the board agreed for us to have an affiliate club. And just to enable us to get a few players in on loan without, the cost of the wages and things like that. And the options that we were given. They came back with 4 recommendations. They were Man United, Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal. Now, I've opted to go with Man United. They have got 1 or 2 decent players in their under-23 squad, but I'm really looking at, maybe this season we may get 1 or 2 of these guys in, especially if they're decent prospects. But next season, when they come back from the current loans that they're on, I tried to get Amad Diallo, but there's absolutely no chance of getting him at this moment in time. He would be incredible for us. But you never know, next season, or even in the January transfer window, if we can get 1 or 2 of these guys in, it will really, really boost us. And that deal's going to be in place until we eventually get to the Premier League as well. As soon as we get to the Premier League, the deal will be gone. But by then, we should be a really stable club with stable finances and a half-decent side after I've managed to rebuild it a bit. So, in terms of pre-season, though, on the field, it's actually gone quite well. We beat our second 11 by 4-0. Then we went on a little tour of Scotland. We got a couple of draws there, which were disappointing. The first one being against St Johnstone. We managed to beat Edinburgh City 5-0, and we drew 1-1 with Dundee United. But since then, results have been really pleasing. We got a 3-0 win over Galatasaray in a friendly, which is a big turn-up. And then we played our first proper game of the season, the Carabao Cup first round, and we managed to get a 3-0 victory against Nottingham Forest. We actually played really well in this match. I couldn't believe how well we did. And it was Kadeem Harris that got us off to a good start. 21st minute, ball into the box, into the bottom corner. Patterson managed to get us a second from a set piece. And then this goal from Josh Windass was absolutely unbelievable. We brought him on as a substitute. And look at that. What a finish that is past the Forest goalkeeper. And when you look at this fixture stat-wise, we were superb. 19 shots on goal, 10 on target, just the 3 and 2 for them. The XG was only 1.06, but we managed to score 3, and we had 56% possession, and that is playing this 4-4-2 tactic, which I'll show you shortly. However, you know what? A victory like that in our first proper game, it gives me real hope for this season. So do you know what? Tactically, I've just tried to go simple. We're going to just play a basic 4-4-2 this season. Well, especially in the early part of the season until they become accustomed to this, and then we might teach them something else. But do you know what? I think that there are a few teams that we're better than in this league, and I really think that we've got the players that can perform. So we've gone basic 4-4-2. We're going to be positive. And this is the one. It really is. We're going to play out a defence, overlap on the left and right hand side. Passing and tempo are just going to be on standard. But this is the one that I've found works really well in Football Manager this year. Do you know what? Shoot on sight. If you get an opportunity to score a goal, you go for it. See, if you see any sight of goal, have a go. And that's why we're creating more chances. We're getting more shots on goal and more on target, luckily for us. And I've just found, especially pre-season, you know, that's worked really well, and I think it'll stand us in good stead. In transition, we're just going to do what I usually do. Regroup when we don't have the ball. When we have got the ball, we'll look to counter-attack, distribute to the fullbacks and the centre-backs, take short kicks. And then out of possession, we are going to press a little bit more urgently. The lines of engagement are just on standard at the moment. We can adjust that if we need to. But so far, from what I've seen, I'm really, really happy. And I think that we can have a good season, even though we are predicted to finish bottom of the table. 350 to 1 we are to win the league. And from a 6-point deficit, I can see why. There's some big teams in this division. Watford, the favourites to win it, along with Bournemouth and Norwich. Brentford, Swansea. Cardiff, who we're playing today, predicted to finish in 6th. So this is going to be a really good test for us. So do you know what? We're going to get straight into it. This is going to be a really difficult game, but I'm confident in the boys. I don't necessarily think we're going to win, but with the position that we're in, we just need to chip away at that -6, and especially in games like this, you know, ones that we're not expected to win. Cardiff predicted to finish in the top 6 this season. We just need to try and pinch points here and there. So Dawson's going to start in goal. Robinson makes his debut at left back. Borna, Leeds and Iorfa in the rest of the defence. Adam Reach will start on the left, Kadeem Harris on the right, with Barry Bannon and Lunogo in the middle, Jack Marriott and Callum Patterson up top. On the bench, Van Aken, Palmer, Pelpesi, Hutchinson, Green, Brown and Rhodes. Can we pick 2 more players? I'm not sure we can. Can we have 9 subs? Let's see if this works out. Sub 8. And we'll have sub 9 as Josh Windass. Josh Windass is carrying a bit of an injury, so we need to try and avoid using him if possible. But let's get straight into today's game. Fingers crossed we can get a good result at the Cardiff City Stadium. Right, come on then, lads. Our first competitive game of the season in the Championship. You could say the League Cup was a competitive game as well. But we want to try and get into this game. There's the Cardiff formation. They're basically going to match us up with a 4-4-2 by the look of it. We're playing in the green today. Bit of an early opportunity maybe. Here's Robinson in towards Adam Reach. Ball in, cleared by Nelson. Here's Dominic Iorfa, and we've scored early on, 6 minutes in. Massive goal to start the season. And what a start that is. And it's Dominic Iorfa, the right back, who's managed to move upfield and get himself in on the action. Really poor clearance away from Cardiff. Nelson managed to clear it only to Lunogo. But what a finish that is from Iorfa. Shoot on sight is definitely staying switched on. And you know what? We will take it. As it stands, we lead by a 1-0. Could be an opportunity within 6 minutes for Cardiff, though. But Adam Reach knocks it on, only as far as Morrison. They've got Perry and G in the side as well, the former Cardiff man. Knock downfield. Patterson will knock it back. It's not pretty. And Barry Bannon puts it all the way back towards Robinson. Lovely ball forward. Moore has it, back towards Ng, and then Shea Ojo. Here come Cardiff City. 2 players surrounding him. Great tackle by Bannon once again. And Jack Marriott does really well. And now he's got a little bit of space on the left-hand side, but he chooses Kadeem Harris, who gets past 2, and that's a good save by Smithies in Cardiff's goal. I'll tell you what, it's been an action-packed first 15 minutes. Here comes Kiefer Moore for Cardiff. Finds Perry and G on that right-hand side. Cross comes in back towards Moore again. Williams gets himself into the box. Oh, and it's a little bit of a mess, and Lunogo manages to clear the danger away. Marriott will pick it up, and it looks like this highlight's going to continue, and he's brought down by Perry and G, and I think he's going to end up in the book. But plenty of highlights for us to be going with so far. Jack Marriott with a shot, and then we follow up with a rebound. I think it was Kadeem Harris, and we managed to win ourselves a corner. This is going to be a really open game today, I can tell. As we have it again with Barry Bannon. Ball in, cleared again by Morrison. We're just going to drop a little encourage on the team as Cardiff come in and Cardiff equalise. Dan and Lovu gets the equaliser just about half an hour into the game. Can't really say that they've deserved it. We've had a couple of really good chances, so we just need to try and pick the boys up again. And Lovu manages to get the equaliser. Right, half time. Do you know what? I think that we've had a really good half. I'm going to say to the boys at half time, I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. And then I'm just going to say to the defence, midfield and the attack, that there's a lot more to come from them, and they've got what it takes. Let's get into this second half. Everybody's happy. We've got some decent performances going on, but we'll see how long it takes before we need to make a change. Right, Adam Reach is not having a fantastic game. He's on a 6.4, so we're going to try Izzy Brown, who's the recommended substitute. 2.5 star in that position. Everybody else is not looking too bad. 6.7s. Jack Marriott's not really got in on the action yet, but I'm keeping more of an eye on Patterson, who's starting to look a bit tired. We'll give him another 10 minutes and see how we cope, and we'll just drop, I was going to say, we'll just drop another encourage on the boys. It looks as though it's not going to be a corner to Cardiff. Let's encourage. 20 minutes to go, and you know what? As it stands, we're doing all right for a result here. Here come Cardiff, though. Ball in by Johnny Williams. It's cleared by Lees, and we may get them on the break now. Here's Jack Marriott. He's not really got the pace. Neither has Patterson. Jack Marriott shoots. Goes harmlessly wide, though. Right, we're going to have to take off Luongo. He's looking really tired. We'll bring on Pelupesi, because I think he had quite a decent game in our fixture that we played against Nottingham Forest. So we'll throw him in. And, again, we'll just make that the only substitution for now. We'll tell him that he can go out there and make a difference. But can we find ourselves a winner at the Cardiff City Stadium? It's looking as though it's going to end in a draw. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played. And do you know what? That isn't a bad result. 7.3 from Patterson. Iorfa was the man of the match, the player that actually got the goal for us. And what a good goal it was. But statistically, do you know what? 17 shots at goal, 9 on target. A little bit less possession, but in terms of a result, I will definitely take that. So I'm going to tell the boys, happy with what we saw out there. There's definitely some positives. And let's have a look at one or two of the other results. So championship-wise, there was a game on the Friday night. Watford actually lost their opening game of the season to Middlesbrough. Watford, one of the favourites to win the league. In terms of other results, what a game with Brentford and Birmingham, as Brentford win by 5-4. I'm just looking at who's predicted to be up at the top of the table, and it's QPR that sit top at the moment. They managed to get a 3-0 victory against Forest. They've had a really bad start to the season. Preston beating Swansea, you could say that's a little bit of a shock. Derby beating Reading. Bournemouth, though, there were no surprise on the opening day. We expect them to be really strong. Norwich haven't played yet. They play Huddersfield away in tomorrow's fixture. But, do you know what? We've managed to get off the mark with a point. The -6 is now -5. And it's just something that we're just going to have to keep chipping away at as and where we can. But I'm encouraged. I really am encouraged by the start that we've made and the two performances that we've had in competitive games. So we will leave it there today, guys. Really good opening start for us with a 1-1 draw. We'll play a few more games. We'll play out the transfer window, which I think ends at the end of September. And I think in the next episode, we will come back for games against let's go for Luton at home, and let's go for Rotherham away. A bit of a South Yorkshire derby. I was going to go for Brentford and Luton, but I think we'll go Luton and Rotherham. Big game that one will be. But until then, thank you so much for watching. As always, much appreciated. If you've enjoyed, please do drop a like on the episode. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new. And I'll see you guys very soon.